525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? And that's the question, right? How do you measure a year in the life? And the answer is, how about love? Over and over again, this same answer. How about love? Measure in love, seasons of love. And it's been a season of love here at West Shore. Fall, winter, spring, summer is coming. It's on the way. We're welcoming summer in with our annual flower celebration. So glad you're here for this festive service. Let's sing this beautiful song together. Five 525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a life? How about And now, a very special treat, the junior choir. Today, we celebrate Flower Communion. More than 100 years ago, it originated with Norbert and Maya Čapek, Unitarians who served the gospel of liberal religion in Czechoslovakia. Norbert Čapek lost his life in a Nazi concentration camp, but post-World War II, Maya Čapek was able to bring this ritual to American Unitarian churches here in the States, and ever since then, the Flower Communion has become a beloved ritual observed annually.
Norbert and Maya's grandson, Ron Frederick, relates that they wanted a symbolic ritual that would bind the people together. It had to be of such form that all could participate without reservation. And so they conceived the Flower Communion. On a certain Sunday, each member was asked to bring a flower. At the end of the service, each took home a different flower. Bringing the flower was meant to symbolize that each member is a unique individual, choosing freely to join with others to share that uniqueness. The taking home of a different flower represented the benefits from sharing this experience.
So now we turn to the first part of the ritual, in which the flowers are collected. If you have mobility issues, just stay where you are. Ushers will come to you with a basket to pick up your flower. When your flower goes in the basket, reflect on the inherent sacredness of your life. No matter what personal flaws or imperfections you might be struggling with, reflect on the gift of your unique individuality to this world and to this gathered community.
So the collection of flowers will begin. One section at a time will come forward. Let's have the folks on the outer sections come forward first, and then on the inner sections, and you'll put your flowers in the vases. Let the ritual commence. So, the silly grin on my face, I'm just watching each of you come up and bring your flower, put it in a vase. And Norbert Chopik, Maya Chopik, they're right. Each of you just has this unique beauty. Each of you is just, each of you is like a unique flower. And I hope you do reflect on that. I hope you do sit with that during our service today. What the flower celebration communion is really trying to say about each of you and about our collective bouquet. Isn't that beautiful? And I also want to acknowledge the junior choir again. You know, one of the themes that I always see in the flower celebration is a spring theme, that of resurrection and rebirth. And we saw that this morning, the resurrection, rebirth, the spirit of Joe Schaefer in this space, and the junior choir just singing his beautiful words. Give them another round of applause. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. So today is Father's Day, and want to shout out to all the fathers and father figures out there whose love has been felt by just whoever you have fathered. So happy Father's Day to everyone. I'm Reverend Anthony McCarr, Senior Minister here at West Shore, and joining me this morning are Ria Terranova Webb and Lindy Marino as today's worship associates, Megan Ross as our Director of Religious Education and Engagement, Mel McGuckin as our Youth Coordinator, and as always, Dave Blazer as Music Director. Appreciate all of these people. We have so much going on here at West Shore that is so good. Check out the West Shore Weekly in your order of service to find out about events coming up. There's some really cool things coming up. Check them out. See how you can get involved. I have a couple of announcements I want to make. One is an update on our annual pledge drive. Based on historical data and giving trends, we're excited to say that we're projecting to reach our goal, $675,000, by next spring. We're happy about that. But the historical data and giving trends depend on folks stepping up so that our giving foundation remains strong and vital. There are still 152 pledgers away from 100% participation, so we're still encouraging that everyone to step up, to offer what they can to help support this beautiful community, this beautiful bouquet of flowers that we call West Shore. So keep that in mind. Let's stay engaged with our giving and just support this beautiful community. Next thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to All Aboard West Shore UU Service Auction. It's coming up in November. I know it's a ways away. It is a fundraiser that is just a wonderful opportunity to make friends and deepen friendships you already have, and just have a fun time and to build community and support West Shore. It is not too early to start thinking about what your contribution to the service auction might be. I do want to ask, do you have a major item that you could possibly donate for our service auction? We're going to be offering a diverse slate of cool things, but it'd be great to have a couple headliner items. Perhaps you own a beach house somewhere exotic, and you're willing to donate a weekend or maybe even a week's worth of time. That'd be wonderful. Perhaps you have tickets to some big concert or show. Anybody going to see Taylor Swift? Why don't you get a couple extra tickets and you can donate those to our service auction? I mean, wow, right? Taylor Swift? Huh? Some of you are like, what? Who's Taylor Swift? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Just want to get the ball rolling on this, get folks thinking about what their contributions can make, just to make this year's auction one of the best and most exciting ever. Let me know if you've got some thoughts about some headliner items that Taylor Swift tickets. Cool. And now, let me ask, are there any newcomers among us, maybe your first or second time here, and you don't mind letting us know? Please raise your arm. We got some kids in the front row. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. Thanks for being here this morning. We're going to be greeting each other warmly. I want to encourage that right now. The greeting time will end with the sounding of our bowl. So let's do it. Let's greet each other. morning, remembering the journey of freedom. The land we are on was once another's. We mourn the legacies of oppression. Healing is our way forward. Joy is the birthright of all.
Today, we recognize one of our youth and mark a milestone in their life. In Unitarian Universalist tradition, bridging is what we call the transitional time of the late teen years, when youth may move slowly but not necessarily in a straight line out of the youth community and into the community of all ages.
High school senior Gray Allman, who is welcome to come forward, is graduating from high school this year. When we dedicate children into our community and dedicate ourselves to them, we give them each a long-stemmed rose with the thorns removed. The buds are symbols of the beauty of each individual and unfolding life. We offer roses with thornless stems as a symbol of our desire to protect the children of our community from all that could be harmful. But now it is time for our youth to accept another rose. This rose is open. It represents the unfolding of their life and the bright possibilities ahead. But this rose also has thorns. Life isn't always easy, and you will encounter thorns along your path.
It is said that the greatest gifts a congregation can give its children are roots and wings. We have done our best to root you here at West Shore, Gray, to provide a place and community where you belong. I hope these roots will draw you back. Whenever you need us, we will be here with open arms. Now it is time for you to unfurl your wings and fly towards young adulthood. Your path may be straight or curved, decisive or hesitant. Whatever it looks like, it is yours to own.
We have two gifts for you. One is the book Becoming, a spiritual guide for navigating adulthood, and the other is this rose. Watch the thorns. And do you want to share a little bit?
I think we all know that that path is not going to be straight, especially not this month.
Congratulations, Gray.
Thank you, Mel and Megan. And Gray, congratulations to you as she graduates high school and goes on to continued wonderful things. Or are you going to go under the, oh, you got to do it. Oh, yeah. Woo! I got to tell you, today is full of rituals, but everyone's got to go through this at one point today. Don't leave. Don't leave without going through this. This is great. This feels wonderful. We're going to bring our bridging ritual to a close with the first verse of singing We'll Build a Land, because we're sending our graduate, Gray, out into the world, and this is our hope for them to be a part of the work and the joy of building our community and our world. So let's sing it together. You can remain seated. We'll build a land where we bind up. Gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Build a land where people together, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we mark time with ritual celebrations of occasions, weddings, child dedications, memorials, and bridging, to name just a few. Today, we celebrate a special rite of passage and recognize our Age of Reason class. These second and third graders have taken the beginning steps on their journey of religious becoming. Over the last 6 weeks, we have met with staff members and learned all the behind-the-scenes things that make West Shore work. One of the most important things we have done is learn the 7 Unitarian Universalist principles and how they apply to our daily lives. We use the colors of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, and simple language to help us remember those principles. In a moment, the class will share the principles with you. We also made special beads in the colors of the rainbow as a tool to help us remember. And lastly, each child has written a short credo or statement of belief. Now our Age of Reason class will light the rainbow candles, tell you the principle, and share their credo. They will then pass through the rainbow arch, symbolizing their journey through Age of Reason. And lastly, they will receive their beads and a few words from their grown-ups. So first up, we have Red. Red stands for respect the importance and value of every person. Would you like me to share your words for you, or do you want to do it? Let me share, okay. My name is Phoenix. As a UU kid on June 16th, 2024, I think the most important thing grown-ups should do is keep their bodies safe. It is also important for grown-ups to keep kids safe and healthy. I feel like every person should be treated fairly, no matter their skin color, because there are so many people who have died because of racism. I believe that we can change the world if we come together and talk about hard things and what we can do to change them. Thank you for your beautiful words. Okay, come this way.
Good job, dear. Beautiful.
Phoenix, you are loved by so many people, and I'm going to cry. I want you to come over here so I can look at you while I cry. You are loved by so many people, and it is an honor to be one of the parents who raised you in your life. We are very proud of the child you are becoming and the grown-up person that you will become. We hear your voice even when it's quiet, because you have important things to say. I love you.
Oh.
Orange, offer fair and kind treatment to everyone. My name is Ernie. As a UU kid on June 16, 2024, I believe people should be treated with love, kindness, and fairness. Protecting nature is something people are responsible for doing. I believe freedom of speech is fair and important. Also, today's my birthday.
Ernie, I'm so proud of all the things you've been learning, and now that you're getting older, you're able to learn more complicated things and bring more information to you, and you're willing to take it in, and it feels so exciting to be your mom.
My name is Krish. As a UU kid on June 16, 2024, I believe in love and harmony. I believe peace is calm and no harm. I believe in God, my family and friends, and my teachers. Yellow is the special growth and learning together. Green.
Not easy, what I'm seeing. It is not easy to do that.
Green, grow by exploring your ideas and finding your truth. My name is Arush. As a UU kid on June 16, 2024, I believe everyone should be kind and fair. I believe that everyone should care for each other and our earth. I believe in truth and justice.
So with twins, I do get double the time. So first, I want to thank Krish and Arush for making me a mom. They are the most precious things in my life. Not things, people in my life. And are so very easy to love, even though they drive me crazy. Many of you have seen me in tears right here many times. I am so proud of you, Krish and Arush, because it is not easy to navigate being an American and being Asian Indian. It is not easy to be a Hindu and be a Unitarian Universalist at the same time and believe in all the values. And have been very loving and very resilient through all the challenges that life has thrown at them in the last few years. Love you very, very much.
Blue. Believe in our ideals and voice your vote. My name is Julian, and as a UU kid on June 16th, I believe in peace and justice for all. I believe in God. Not everyone has to, but I do. I believe love is love.
Julian is an amazing kid who deeply considers how to be a good person and lives out his values with great passion. I'm truly proud of his big heart and thoughtful mind.
Indigo. Insist on justice, freedom, and peace for all. And Violet. Value our responsibility in the web of life. My name is Khalid. As a UU kid on June 16th, 2024, I believe that everyone should take care for the earth and we should pick up after ourselves.
To my dearest Kali, as you grow, you have taught me so many things in life. You taught me to have endless patience, unlimited affection, and eternal love. Just want you to know that we are proud of you in every single way. Continue to color the world in hues of happiness and positiveness. Always remember that me and Dad love you so much. We have faith in you, and we believe in you. We love you.
I'd just like to say parenting and being a kid is not easy, and we're all very appreciative to be in the same village with all of you.
Thank you for celebrating the hard work of these young UUs with me. I am so incredibly proud of them. Please, let's give them one final round of applause. Congratulations, Age of Reason graduates.
Now that is not a hard act to follow. That is an impossible act to follow. So try to pay attention. Each flower is individually beautiful, but together they are magnificent. So, how should I feel about my sister-in-law, who's been on my mind a lot lately? My sister-in-law did what most people can barely conceive of. She left a good-paying job with advancement in sight to open 3 food pantries in 2 counties and to live off grants that she was solely responsible for. It was brave, it was selfless, it was a tribute to her faith. So, how should I feel about my sister-in-law? When I go to her house now, I see the Trump banner prominently displayed in her front window. I see anti-abortion pamphlets in her back seat, ready for distribution at her next stop. So how should I feel about my sister-in-law? She makes peace with me by looking me in the eye and saying, "God knows your intentions," without knowing anything about my UU principles. On May 23rd, 45 persons, many of them in this church for the very first and only time, attended the Families and Politics workshop presented by Braver Angels. Braver Angels is the preeminent national and local organization attempting to bridge the political divide. Please check their website. The variety of ways that they are addressing this issue is really impressive. The workshop did not answer my question, how should I feel about my sister-in-law, because it was the wrong question to be asking. But it offered strategies and skills for dealing with political differences in a constructive way, including how to give voice to a different point of view. The evaluations and the comments post-workshop included, quote, "I learned that the right thing to do was to let go of my need to be right and to acknowledge the viewpoints of my family members." Another person commented, "I learned to listen actively and to engage positively with those who differ in their political views." As a result of the positive feedback, the Social Action Committee will be presenting the Braver Angels Depolarizing Within workshop on Thursday, June 20th at 7 p.m. This workshop will review and offer practices to engage in deep self-inquiry, to discern our internal barriers to bridging the divide, including how to be critical without demonizing, and how to intervene in conversations that veer into ridicule and contempt. To date, the majority of the registrants, in fact, over 80% of the people registered now for this workshop, are not members of West Shore. They are concerned community members also hoping to bridge the divide, maybe even with us. You can register today in the rotunda, or you can use the QR code at the bottom of the flyer for the program to register. These workshops are just examples of the justice work funded by your donations. Remember, each flower, even this one that's just waiting to bloom, is individually beautiful. But together, these flowers are magnificent. And now the collection will be gratefully received. Thank you.
And now we turn to the second part of our flower communion ritual. One of the many meanings of the flower communion, one to hold on to right now, is the theme of love and hope reborn. But this rebirth implies struggle, perhaps of the greatest kind. We have already heard of how the Nazis sent the originator of the flower communion, Dr. Norbert Chopek, to his death. But now we know this: what Dr. Chopek started would and could not die. His flower communion was his gift to the world, and it has far outlived the Nazis. Every time we celebrate it, it is literally love and hope reborn.
From American history comes yet another story of love and hope reborn. Though the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect January 1st, 1863, the Civil War was far from over, and slaveholders only amped up their brutality in maintaining slavery, even as the slaves well knew they had been freed. More struggle was needed. So it was on June 19, 1865, 2 months after the end of the war, that Juneteenth began. It began in Galveston, Texas, when Union Major General Gordon Granger came with his troops and their bayonets to release slaves who already knew they were free, to be free in practice and in reality. Finally, freedom. The Galveston slaves reacted with spontaneous shouts, dances, prayers, and songs. From this impromptu celebration comes the festival known as Juneteenth. Since 1866, descendants of former slaves have gathered yearly to celebrate it. And we honor this celebration coming up next Wednesday, Love and Hope Reborn.
This is our flower communion, a celebration of love and hope reborn. May the compassion and healing of the flowers be yours. And now we are each invited to take home a flower. It means that we will reach out to others with kindness and generosity. It means that we will learn the value of doing and sharing alike, cherishing friendship. It means that in the midst of burnout, when we are feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and filled with pain and fear, we will still find ways of bringing comfort and compassion to others and receiving others' help given to us. It means we will strive to do our part in helping build the common good. We won't stand back and wait for someone else to do it. We will step up ourselves. Because of our efforts, West Shore will model beloved community in a world that desperately needs examples of this. Let your mind be on this now as we exchange flowers, one section at a time, starting with the outermost folks and then the folks in the innermost pews. Come on up, choose a flower that is different from the one that you brought, and then please return to your seats. As before, if you have mobility issues, an usher will bring you a flower. Let them know you need some help. Let the flower exchange begin. Let's be in prayer for a moment together as we give thanks for a bouquet of people. We give thanks for children like tulips and iris. They multiply around us, making the world ever more filled with color and beauty and new life. May we bless them as they replant themselves ever further from us, knowing that they need their own space to grow into. And we give thanks for generous friends, as constant in bloom as echinacea, and whose gifts lift up our body and our spirit. We give thanks for feisty friends, as indomitable as geraniums, and for continuous friends who, like bittersweet and ivy, hold on and they never let go and can never be gotten rid of. For crotchety friends, as prickly as rose bushes, their beauty is a secret that is only discovered through careful gardening. For surprising friends who at first glance seem dour and then blossom into joy as quickly as forsythia. For funny friends, silly as snapdragons, and serious friends, complex as chrysanthemums. For comfortable friends, their gentle presence as soothing as the sweet smell of lilacs. For stormy weather friends who stand by us in hard times like lily of the valley that cannot be deterred by shade or shadow. For old friends nodding like sunflowers in the evening time, and young friends coming on fast as flocks. For friends as unpretentious as dogwood, as persistent as pachysandra, as steadfast as azalea, and who, like snowdrops, can be counted on to see you through the winter and remind you that spring always comes. For loving friends who wind around us like wisteria and embrace us despite our blights, our wilts, and witherings. And finally, for forget-me-not friends, gone but never forgotten. Their beauty lives on in our memories and our hearts. For this bouquet of people who brighten our lives, each in their own way, we give thanks. So may it be. Amen. Let's say our closing words together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us until we meet again. Give us pleasure in the flowers today, and give us not to think so far away, as the uncertain harvest keep us here, all simply in the springing of the year. Blossom love. We have experienced these seasons all year long, fall, winter, spring, and now summer soon is upon us. May you take pleasure in the flowers today. Love and courage and cheer to you today and always.
How many of you have ever seen a video of a fast-moving flower bursting open in fast motion? Ramsey Lewis wrote this piece at the beginning of it to depict the slow growing of a flower, and at the end, the bursting open of it.